all give the Beretta PX4 Storm a warm welcome and a happy birthday. It actually turns 20 this year. That's right, this futuristic looking handgun from Beretta, made in Italy, is turning 20 this year. Came out in 2004 for military and law enforcement, and then of course hit the civilian market not long after that, and has been kind of a gem for those who really understand it. I think there's a nice following to it, a nice cult following as it were, and a lot of folks seem to really like it. It's been featured in a bunch of movies like Live Free or Die Hard, Inception, and I even think the newer A-Team movie that came out about, what, 14 years ago or so, a little over a decade ago. I think Jessica Biel took the little shorty subcompact. That's the one that she used, right? So it's a fascinating handgun, very futuristic, very curvy, has a very unique design to it. And when it came out, it had some really cool features to it. You have the double single action type hammer style action, right? And you have a slot up here, very similar to what Glocks have. And in fact, that is exactly what you need to adapt a light or laser to it, such as the Streamlight TLR 7A. You can click right on in there, looks very nice, very functional. Or you can even go with a Surefire X300, which again clicks right on there, looks very nice, but it does have that Glock type style of slot in the front, which was very popular at the time. Obviously Glock was kind of taking over the market early in the early 2000s there. Comes with 2 mags with counters on the bottom, made in Italy. Of course, Beretta mags, 17 rounds. So this is more of a full size handgun here, but there are several iterations of it on the market. And I think some of them just been discontinued. All right, so unloaded, of course, safety first, right? Very interesting, very easy to operate. The slide itself is really not too bad. You have forward and rear serrations here, double action, single action trigger. Super short reset. And we'll take a closer look at that. Double action. Very smooth. A lot of people really love the trigger on here. You have a safety decocker, which interestingly enough, you can kind of see, it's almost like a couple little wings there on the side. A very interesting design, digs into your hand very well. And of course it does have that decocking capability. And again, we'll look real close at this here in a second, get a kind of close-up view of it. Does have some back straps, comes with I think 3 of them you can remove. So that's interesting at the time. It was, you know, relatively new for handguns to have that, but no optic cut, and it hasn't had an optic cut unless you look for aftermarket type manufacturers to come and do an optic cut and do some other work to it. Not a ton of aftermarket support for this handgun, and I'm surprised it didn't have more popularity. I know like the 92FS and those series have done really well for Beretta, and we've talked about the APX in the past as well on the channel, but it's such a fascinating handgun. I remember even 10 years ago going into a local store of mine, and a couple of the guys were carrying these on the side as their store handguns, security handguns, right, for the store. And I was like, why would you carry a Beretta PX4 Storm out of everything you have here that you could pick from? And they said, I just love how it feels. That double action is really smooth, and it's dead accurate. And really the interesting part about the design here is it has a rotary barrel. So you can see here, and we'll see close up in a minute again, but you can see it has a rotary type barrel, which is very interesting compared to the tilt you usually see with a Browning, or maybe even a direct blowback like a Makarov or something, right? It's just an interesting choice for this handgun and very unique. There's a few others out there that take that type of rotating barrel system, and what this helps to do is mitigate that recoil away from the shooter's hand and also help with that muzzle rise. And I gotta say, this thing is fast and accurate as advertised. Beretta PX4 Storm, 9mm, 115 grain, 7 yards, 5 rounds. Taking it slow. Center mass. Even with the old white 3-dot iron sights, she good. Now I have over 500 rounds through this particular handgun. Just picked it up a few months ago. Love it. 0 issues whatsoever. It takes a minute to get used to. It really does. That trigger. And it also doesn't have the ergonomics that we're really used to, or the really grippy texture. You can kind of see it's very smooth on the sides. You have a little bit of stippling here on the back and on the front there where you need it, but it's actually kind of a slippery handgun. I think that kind of adds to the futuristic look to it. I think you could actually do some well with stippling this, but it's interesting. It has like PX4 Storm, you know, embedded on the side and carved in there. Beretta, you know, made in Italy on the slide there. They've done a bunch of testing on here. Like I think it was 150,000 rounds or something through one of them. And that's part of, I think, the Italian way for why we always look back at Beretta. And it's just a beautiful piece that they have designed, really, honestly. Just a very nice, almost a work of art, really. And I'm surprised it hasn't taken off in more popularity. Let's take a closer look at the table on how to maintain this particular firearm, how to take it apart, field strip it, and some of the features a little bit more in detail. Up first, I'm sure you're interested in to see what comes in the box. Well, Beretta actually updated this box. I remember my old 95S came in like a blue, super thin plastic case. Well, this one comes in a much nicer case, which is good. A little bit, actually reminds me of the APX, right? They have the deep serrations there for the slide cuts of the APX. So you open it up, you do get 2 magazines. Here they are right here, like we talked about there. Beretta magazines, made in Italy, 17 rounders, right there. Of course, get the PX4, take a closer look here in a second, and you do have 2 back straps. Even has these nice little placeholders here for the back straps with a little Beretta logo on there. I thought that was a nice touch. This one here extends that beaver tail, the larger strap there that slides on. Right there, you can just pull this out, switch out the back straps as needed, and then here is a slightly smaller one, so we're running the medium one right now. Got a little mag loader assist, nice to see, a little Beretta lock, and of course paperwork. And then very nice to see, honestly, is look at this little cleaning kit, nylon and brass brush there for cleaning. That's really cool. You don't see this often, but something very simple like this is very great for helping you clean your firearm and maintain it to the best of your abilities. And we will do a full cleaning and maintenance video on this coming soon. PX4 itself fits very, very nice in the hand. And like I mentioned, it's super easy to actuate. The slide, the safety is very easy to actuate. Of course, you can kind of see it almost has those like rabbit ears sticking out. Really a unique design. I was kind of worried that these would be getting caught on something, right? Because you can get it maybe caught, accidentally engage it or disengage the safety if you're running it. I know a lot of folks carry these just decocked, double action, safety off, but you have that peace of mind if you do want to use that safety. The trigger itself, double action, nice long double action, but very, very smooth. Single action, short reset. full reset all the way out, only goes about there. A little bit of take up. Nice, crisp break. That allows for very nice follow-up shots. Takes some getting used to. It really does. It's something where it just feels different. It's kind of a taller handgun. You can kind of see that there. It is kind of tall, so definitely not like that low bore axis that we always want to strive for. And it's kind of chunky, right? That's the other thing. It is a chunky, tall slide as well. But that being said, it really helps with that recoil. It seems to get on target fairly quickly. Pulling it back, slide catch, easy to engage, easy to actuate. Taking it apart, you want to do, obviously drop a mag, check, make sure nothing in the chamber, check again. You can also see that rotation there. Take a look at that. There's that rotary barrel design. You're going to simply relieve some of the pressure, pull down, tabs, both sides, very similar to a Glock type takedown. There is the frame. Needs a good cleaning. Slide, take a look at that. Very different, right, than we're kind of used to. But it's simply just all captured. That spring right there, so you have to remember to put this back in like so for that rotary lock-up design. You need to actually turn the barrel just a little bit to be able to take it out for cleaning. Very unique, right? Just a different design entirely from what you're used to with a Browning action. Here's all 4 pieces here to the slide assembly. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do I put this back together? It's very different from what I'm used to. So what you're gonna wanna do is find the PX4 serialized face right there. That is going to be facing down. Slide is upside down, as you normally would when you're putting a barrel back in. Also YouTube, by the way, this is for maintenance and cleaning purposes, so note that. Nothing against guidelines here. Drop it in with the lettering down and simply turn it about a half turn, a quarter turn to the right, I guess, if you're kind of hard upside down. What's upside down? Clockwise. Quarter turn to the right, and that makes it so you have this at about a 45-degree angle. Then you need to put this back together, right? Just like we had it. This goes in like so. The end of the guide rod is poking out. Flat part facing up. Insert the end into the hole. And then you're gonna wanna catch this little lip here on the end here. There's nothing really too interesting to catch there. It's not like a Browning, right? But it's still similar, something catches, right? And then you wanna keep it nice and straight. So you catch it on there, everything is straight. Now you're simply going to put this on the slide, make sure it is straight, because that's gonna go straight back into, look at the end of this frame. Again, just totally different, right? Bracket, check to make sure everything's functioning. And that's it. That is how you disassemble and reassemble and field strip this PX4. Quick note, I finally launched my website. Link will be down below under the parts list for everything you've seen in this video. And what that is actually a list that I've compiled of all of my promotions and codes and deals that I have, including deals for things like this PX4. So check the parts list down below. I know YouTube doesn't like links to direct websites for you can find a lot of the stuff we talk about. So I created a website that can help kind of have a jumping point where you can kind of see not only this video and everything in it and find the deals you're looking for, but also other promotions and codes that I've collected over the years. So check it out, link down below. Hope you enjoyed this look at the Beretta PX4 Storm. It's still in production, it's still going strong, and it's just a fascinating piece that you just don't really see too often anymore. And I think they're trying to continue it and but they just haven't really done a lot of work to it really. There's no optic cut options, there's not much aftermarket support, there's not a lot of extra parts out there. It's even things like sights are kind of iffy on where to find them. There's a few companies that do make them, same with holsters, right? And it's just something that never really caught on, but still around. And if it's something that you are interested in, I would absolutely say get one for your collection. Thanks so much for watching. Of course, check out that new website link down below for the parts list for everything you've seen in this video. I really appreciate it. And of course, hit that subscribe button, really helps out the channel. And make sure you take care of the ones you love. Train hard, because you never know what's coming, and we'll see you in the next review.